We are live. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. We're back again for the Town Podcast. I'm your host, Julius Caesar, alongside with,
Manny, what's good, y'all?
and we're here doing our MLB Trade Deadline special. And all I have to say to start off this episode is, let's go, Boston. Let's go. I don't know if you just saw the breaking news, who they
Yeah,
just got. I
yeah, I
don't know
just
if
saw
you want to
it.
start there. I don't know if you want to start there since it just literally happened
Yeah,
2 minutes ago.
I definitely want to start there because honestly, Cashman, what are you doing, bro?
For
What
real,
are
bro.
what are you doing, bro? That was our guy.
I
I ain't
heard,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
I heard that.
I ain't gonna lie. I need that job. I need that GM job. I need to bring us back to our glory days because there's no way that the Orioles were okay sending Adley Rutschman to the Red Sox and make them better because they've been hot lately and they're like 2 games behind us. So now Boston is they looking scary. I ain't gonna lie, Boston looking scary.
What's crazy is that they didn't even have to make this move. They could have just stayed put because they were doing so well. But I think sweeping the Dodgers this weekend, the Red Sox were like, we're going for it. And that's what you need to do. Like you've had a great record second half of the season. You've beaten the Yankees, the Rays, you beat the Dodgers, and so you're like, you know what? Time to make something happen. So I'm very excited for the Boston Red Sox, bro. I'm sorry about your Yankees, bro. I actually thought you guys were getting him because that's all I kept hearing this morning was he might be going to the Yankees. Like it's a done deal, and I don't know what happened with yo, bro. I really don't know.
I think I'm not gonna lie with this move. I think it's a little too early to say, but I think there's probably Yankee fans that's probably gonna watch this or whatever. But listen, we have to be realistic. Let me just say this first before I say what I'm really gonna say. Unfortunately, Cashman always takes his sweet time in trade deadlines. Always does it every year, and I think as Yankee fans, we're fed up with it. And we got all these teams that don't need certain players, but they get them and they become better. And obviously, like you just said, the Red Sox didn't really need him, but now with them sweeping the Dodgers, it makes them better. I got the Red Sox coming out of the American League this year in the World
Wow,
for going to the
what a
World Series.
that's a bold statement actually, because I a lot of
I
people see them as a dark horse. So I'm not sure
I got
about. Are you're really doing that? Like that's the headline today. Red Sox
that's the
to
headline today,
represent.
and you know why? You know why? Because Cashman does a terrible job. This team is banged up. Yes, we got one guy yesterday that he's been having a great season offensively, right? But that is not enough, man. You know that we got a catcher that's batting below 200. His OPS is like four something. He doesn't even have not even 20. I don't even think he has 20 RBIs on the season. How are we supposed to? How are we supposed to be successful? How are we gonna depend on a guy like that to lead our pitching staff? Tell me.
I don't know.
The
You
rest
tell me.
the way the rest has been playing the past month has been scary, and they just swept the Dodgers. And from what I see is obviously everybody knows the Dodgers. Not there's 90% chance they're going to the World Series, right? And if there's one team so far that has proven in the American League that they could beat the Dodgers, is the Red Sox. They just swept them, and they just made a move to become better. And they got one of the best closers in the league right now. So come on now.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting is he's injured right now. So it's not like they're getting him right away either. So maybe that probably played a part into the Yankees not going for it because we don't know his availability when he's gonna come back unless there's a report out already. But I did see that he was injured.
Yeah, he's been injured like the past I think 2 weeks, but he's gonna come back. It's not something from what I heard was a couple of days ago. Uh, He was doing some sort of baseball activities and stuff like that. But he's coming back. He'll be back. He'll be back. I'm pretty sure he'll be back sometime this month. He'll be back. So it's
Yeah,
like I don't know, man. It's like the Yankees. They take risk, right, with certain players, right? But then with other players who have been proven, they don't want to take that risk. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like right now, I've been on my phone almost the entire day, checking for news regarding the Yankees, but nothing. It's been the rivals that have been doing their thing.
yo, I think I found some news for the Yankees right there. Nothing. Nah, bro. Speaking of like Yankees though and moves, yesterday they got a first baseman. What's his name?
Luis
Garcia or
Garcia
something.
Jr.
Luis
Yes,
Garcia. I
yes.
heard a lot of Yankee fans talking about this move that they like from offensive standpoint and defensive standpoint. It's a good move, but you already have two first basemen. So how you feel about this move? Does it really address any needs, or is it just a
It
second pick?
doesn't
Like,
it doesn't really address any needs. I heard he plays some second base. Um, so far in his career. Um, Sometimes they might throw him. I did speak about this on TikTok. Um, I did speak that he most likely will not be getting a lot of playing time because I mean you have to have Ben Rice play every day. You have to have him play every day. There's no ifs or buts about that. And obviously, if we get Aaron Judge back and Stanton back, it's gonna be even a bigger problem because now you got guys that are for certain have guaranteed spots on their teams, and you know we don't know where he's gonna fit. You know what I mean? I don't know if he'll be a pinch hitter or he'll probably start every couple of days. To give Ben Rice a break, or we're gonna see. It's just I feel like it just it is I wouldn't say it's a great move, but it was a decent move. You know what I mean? He wasn't really needed, but you know for that you could have went for somebody else.
absolutely, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. On a little bit of a train passing by. Hopefully, you guys' ears will get. But sorry to let the train pass by. I think I think from since yesterday we spoke on the podcast about offense. I think it is a good like offensive addition. I just don't see like you're just gonna like what do you do at DH? Because now like you have like a rotating like Ben Rice, Stan, and who's the other and Goldsmith. Like how do you if I'm manager if I'm Boom, how am I figuring that out? Who are you
That
starting? Who are you
that's
benching?
the thing, but this is why they should have put their focus on I don't know probably getting Ruiz or Rice. He just went to the Phillies.
Oh my
Okay.
god, yeah, we gotta talk about that move. We're gonna talk about that move because that move was very underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that move to be honest. But it's like that's what I'm talking about. Like the Yankees could have put their focus on that. You know what I'm saying? They could have put their focus on getting him. You know what I mean? Like he's a contact hitter. He hits for average.
He has the
He's a
best average in baseball right now, best batting average.
yes, I believe so. Yes, he's batting like 328. So it's
Yeah,
like, bro, like you could have put your focus on that. You know what I'm saying? You could have put your focus on getting a. And the thing is too that he's not even gonna play second base. He's most likely not playing second base for the Phillies. What I heard, he might be playing first base, and then Bryce
yeah. I
Harper
mean, they
is
have
most
options
likely
with him.
is yeah, they got options with him. You know what I mean? I don't know if the Yankees didn't go for him because at first he was saying there was reports. I'm not saying that he said this, but there was reports saying that he didn't want to play no other position but second base. But with the Phillies, he's supposedly he's gonna be playing first base. Bryce Harper supposedly gonna be moving back to the outfield. So yeah,
Don't
it's
who
like,
plays
bro,
second
you
base?
you could have
Doesn't Jazz
you could have won,
Jazz play second, right?
but you could have done something with Jazz. You could have, I don't know, I don't know, put him back in third base or ship him out. You know what
That's
I
what I'm
mean? We
saying.
need
But that's the point
consistency.
I'm making. That's the point I'm making though. Like if he wanted to play second and he's batting better than Jazz, just make the move.
Yeah,
Like, it's a no brainer. Like, what is there
yeah,
to
but
think about if I'm
that,
the
that
Yankees?
that's the thing. It would have made sense to trade for Arise because look, Arise, he's on a 1 year contract. Jazz Chisholm is a free agent after this year. So it's like, bro, like, what do you lose out of that? You lose nothing. You're not losing anything. Take the risk. But that's the problem. He don't Cashman don't take no risk, bro. He doesn't take
Do
no
you
risk. That's why
do you
we're in the
think
same situation.
do you think part of it also kind of falls on like Aaron Judge? Like if like I know in basketball, right? Like players often reach out to each other or they try to make moves behind the scenes. Do you think Judge should try to be a bit more proactive and trying to get players to come, or you think just the pinstripes themselves sell themselves?
It's like Brunson said the other day, right? Brunson said that they asked him about LeBron coming to the Knicks when the rumor was going on, and they asked him if he reached out to LeBron to come play for the Knicks. LeBron Brunson said he's not the GM. The GM is Leon Rose, and he's gonna let Leon Rose do his job. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the same mentality that Aaron Judge has. That he's not the GM. That is not his job to try to make the team better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, Judge right now, his focus has to be obviously getting back on the field. Obviously, I'm pretty sure players, they try to um I guess convince each other or say, oh, hey. I mean, when it comes to trades, I think it's a little bit more difficult. When it comes to free agency, I know I've heard players be more vocal, but yeah, I don't think if even if Judge was more vocal to players about joining the Yankees, I don't think it will make much of a difference, especially with trades. I think at the end of the day, the GM got to do what he got to do, and if the GM doesn't do what he got to do, then the team is gonna stay stuck. It's gonna stay stagnant.
I guess as a Yankee fan, if you're a Yankee fan, I'm like trying to figure out when enough is enough, because at some point, I don't know if you like watched soccer back in the day, but like soccer back in the day, like Brazil, when you heard about Brazil, they were like really good, right? And now Brazil's like not good, and so I kind of feel the same way about the Yankees. Like the Dodgers are trying to become the new Yankees, getting all these big names. And as a Yankee fan, I'm not you as a Yankee fan. I'm trying to figure out like, are you not tired of it? Like like because here
Bro,
it's another
listen,
off another deadline. No names, no stars.
I've been tired of it for a long time, bro. For a long time, but it's like if Cashman gotta deal with the devil, bro. That's how it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he's irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, it's less than 3 hours before the deadline. No major moves, no nothing. And I'm just like, this is what you plan on. I think my biggest frustration too as Yankee fans is not just the no moves, it's the fact that Aaron Judge is going year by year, and he's almost out of his prime. He's 34 right now. Once you hit 35 in baseball, you're
Yeah.
you're you're declining. It's the numbers are not the same. So it's like and then
I
next.
mean, with this injury, it would. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
No, once you hit 35 is different, you know what I mean? And then next year we don't know if there's baseball. So then that's probably another year of nothing going on. So it's like those are scenarios that as Yankee fans we think about because it's like, I was thinking about this the other day. Aaron Judge right now, he's like our generation Don Mattingly. When Don Mattingly was playing, for the Yankees in his time, he was the best player on the team. But the Yankees weren't doing nothing. They weren't winning. They weren't making major moves. Nothing was going their way. So that's how it feels like right now. I feel like that's kind of the time that we're on right now. It's almost like a Don Madeline era. You know what I mean? Where nothing is happening with the Yankees right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you out the gate, I'm completely confused because the Yankees, the past couple of years, I want to say past 5 years, have been operating as a small market, bro. If I'm being honest with you, because they don't want to give up prospects, they don't want to go
No,
after big
I
names,
agree.
and to
I
me,
agree.
it's crazy that you see the rest of the league, you see the rest of your the The AL East, bro, is scary now with Tampa and Boston getting better. And I'm like, they got 3 hours, bro. You gave them 24 hours, so he's on the clock, bro. 3 hours. I don't know what names are out there still. I know the Chicago has been making moves. Both Chicago teams, the White Sox and the Cubs, have made some moves, and Milwaukee's been making some moves. Any moves that stand out so far that you've seen?
I think both the uh, Adley Rushman and Luis Arias. I mean, those are two moves that I'm really surprised about. I feel like I don't know, the Phillies has got to play better in order to to compete. I feel like with Luis Arias, they become a little better, but it's not a guarantee. Um, but the Ali Rushman to the Red Sox, I think that was a good move. I have to give it to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
That was a good
Once
move.
upon a time, Ali Richardson was considered like one of the best catchers in baseball.
Yeah, and he's still young, man. He's still young.
He's still young.
He still got a whole, I think he was an all-star this year, I believe, or last year, I don't remember. Uh but he's an all-star catcher. He's had, we've seen glimpse of greatness from him. So it's like, I was, I had thought that he would be a Baltimore Oriole for a long time because the Orioles had, these young kids coming up, Ali Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson. They had a couple of these kids coming up. So I thought, hey, they're going to be running the AL East for a while. And obviously, they went on a decline. But this is exactly what I was talking about yesterday in regards to owners being cheap, right? Not investing in their future stars. So, yeah, I mean, as a Yankee fan, it upsets me. That Adley Rutschman went to the Red Sox. As a baseball fan, is going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see how all of this pans out.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the Phillies trade as well. I think that's a perfect example of like an organization that sees there's a window closing, like for Bryce Harper, and they're trying to capitalize. They're trying to go all in. And you're as to the point you're making about Judge, as a not as a Yankee fan, but just as a baseball fan. I hate to see him go out like that. I hate to see the Yankees doing him this way because I feel like he deserves better. I feel at some point Aaron Judge also kind of should want best for himself. Like better.
I
And
feel
do you
like
think he leaves?
how you said, right, that Judge would be more vocal to get more players. I feel
Yeah.
like he needs to be more vocal to the front office. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should say which players he want, but I feel like he should pressure the front office more, like, yo, like, remember I took a pay cut to stay here, because he took a pay cut to stay here. And you know, he needs to remind them that. I remember after the 2023 season, if you saw that last game of the season, Judge was talking to the press, and he was like, I'm gonna he literally said it, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna give my input this off season. There's some things that I want changed. Said that live TV. I remember him saying that. I want that Aaron Judge again. I want him, even though he's not playing, give your input. Tell the front office, listen, y'all slacking. This is not good enough. We need bullpen. We need a catcher. We need this. We need that. I know everybody in that clubhouse is friends, but when it comes to winning, it's not about being friends anymore. It's about competing. So I feel like when it comes to Aaron Judge having to be more vocal, I feel like in that area, when it comes to the front office, he has to be more vocal. And when he got vocal after that season, look what happened. We got Juan Soto. What happened when we got Juan Soto? We went to the World Series. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what else is out there. I know there's some relief pitching still out there. I think Yankee legend Luke Weaver is available. You might want to take a look at Luke Weaver.
Man, if y'all selling, If y'all sell it, you know, we'll buy.
I mean, it'd be fascinating to me to see where Luke Weaver does land because he has been like from watching Mets games this season, like he's been a bit consistent at times. Like he's definitely performed better than he has with you guys. He kind of needed that change of scenery, so now I think he's ready to be on a contender. So I'm curious to see what team picks him up. You got any like idea where you think he might go or who might trade for him?
Maybe I think Tampa could be a contender. Milwaukee. I'm thinking about contenders. Maybe Philly. I mean, I don't think Philly because I don't think the Mets will want to ship him out to Philly. But probably Milwaukee, Tampa might be some teams. Maybe the Cubs, you know. So or maybe the White Sox, you know. So some contenders out there.
True, true. He still has one more year in his contract, so it's not like you're getting a rental. Like you're getting somebody who's gonna be there for another year if you choose to like keep him. How about any other teams? I saw on my end, I saw that the Cubs and the White Sox are got better in my opinion. I don't know if you saw who they added, but it seems like the pieces they were able to add are gonna help the clubhouse.
Kevin Gossman, who the Cubs got, right? That's
Yeah,
who they
yeah. I
Kevin.
wouldn't sleep on Chicago if I'm being honest with you.
No, they you know, I saw them this weekend because they played the Yankees and Chicago got a, you know, they got fight in them. So that's definitely not a team to sleep on. Obviously they got Milwaukee in their division, so you know, it's kind of tough to compare the two because just Milwaukee's just been really good. I don't know if Milwaukee is better, will be better than the Dodgers or you know. But yeah, those the Cubs is not a team to sleep on.
Yeah, I would be more
Last
concerned with the Cubs. If I was the Dodgers, I might pay more attention to the Cubs than the Brewers, just because the Brewers have had a history in the playoffs where they just don't deliver. Like they've had best records in baseball and just come up short. So
yeah,
I'm
like
not
last
sure about them.
yeah, like last
Yeah,
year. Last year they had the best record and yeah. But
yeah.
but yeah, like you know, definitely the Cubs is a team to look out for.
As
When it
far as Chicago goes, the White Sox. I had a friend of mine reach out because he doesn't know much about baseball, but he's been watching our podcast and like asking questions, and he was like asking me, "Are the Chicago White Sox the Spurs of the MLB?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." But what do you think about the White Sox? Have you gotten a chance to see them? Do you think they got a chance to make some noise?
no, I don't think so because uh I think to me the weakest division in baseball is the AL Central. Any team that gets out of the AL Central, whether it's the White Sox or the Twins, I think, or the Guardians, is they're not winning anything. If they're not going past the first round. I don't think they are. I don't think the AL Central has been dominant since like I would say since like the mid 2000s, you know, early 2010s. So I wouldn't worry about any team in the AL Central. It's just they're not they're I don't know. It's just they don't compete as the other divisions compete.
I agree. That's exactly what I said to him in our group message. I was like, how not even close to the comparison he's making because let's face it, Chicago has been a losing organization, the White Sox, for quite some time. Like, I think they're still young. They're still maybe a few pieces away. I do like that they're showing some interest in competing by making some moves. But yeah, I still think they got a long ways to go. And so I wouldn't really give them much of a chance, as you said. Um, are there any other moves you saw? I think I saw Brent Doyle going to, was it Chicago? I think it was the White Sox. Any other moves you saw or maybe that you could look up?
I saw yes, Brendan Doyle went to the White Sox. One move that I actually really like was Joe Adele. He went to the Guardians, so I actually like
Oh,
that. That's a good move.
okay.
That's a good move. He got some pop in the bat. Um, Yeah, that's probably the move besides the Luis Arias and the Ali Rutschman deal. I think that deal is a deal that I like a lot. Uh, Obviously, anybody that plays for the Angels is wasting their time. So
Absolutely, yeah.
he's a guy that he got some pop in the bat. He's a great outfielder. So I feel like definitely a great move by Cleveland. But again, Cleveland is not a team that is in a division that competes. I don't think Jose Ramirez has been playing too. I think he's been injured for a while too. So I honestly don't know. Like I just don't think there's any competition from their side. But I believe Joe Adele is under contract for another year. So at least they'll probably have another year of service from him. And when they have a full healthy squad, I think they'll be a better team. I
Yeah,
think
I
the
mean they also have,
Cleveland.
yeah, they also have Steve Kwan. Steve, is it Steven Kwan or Steven
Yeah,
something?
Stephen Kwan. Yeah, Stephen Kwan. Stephen
Yeah,
Kwan. Yeah.
he's not bad. I would say too. I'm actually pretty curious how the Yankees or just teams in general weren't monitoring Kyle Riley just because he hasn't had a great season. So there's not much value he has, and I think it's a good time to try to get somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, they I don't know. I mean, I don't know they would I think I don't know. I mean, the Mariners are sellers. This they kind of been selling, but not really. They did trade Luis Castillo. He did go to the White Sox. I don't know if you knew about that.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, so he did go to the White Sox. So that was I honestly didn't expect that. I didn't expect that, but I mean, there's like less than 3 hours left, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners move more people. I don't know, maybe Randy Rosarena, or if they really want to be done with Kyle Riley, then they'll probably get rid of him too. But I don't know. I haven't heard rumors around them too, but I didn't hear rumors with Luis Castillo either. So right now, I don't think anybody is safe on that team. So
yeah. I think the Mariners are sellers as well. If they're not, they should be. But um, I just think this is a former MVP candidate last year, had a monster season, and declined. But maybe a change of scenery might do him good, as we talked about Tatis yesterday. And you need a catcher from the Yankees. If it's their opportunity, I would maybe take it.
yeah, yeah. But we're gonna see. But I think what will make me happy though is if they get Tatis.
Right, right. Which I haven't heard any news. I was on the phone with Jeff Passan earlier, trying to see what he has to say, but he wasn't really telling me much. He was like, so I can't. I don't got much information for you on Tatis.
Yeah, that's Not even Mason Miller. I haven't been hearing nothing about Mason Miller. Um yeah, I don't know. Like it's just I haven't been hearing nothing about Mason Miller either, which is weird because at first um Mason Miller is his name was everywhere, but now it's like we don't hear nothing from him. We haven't heard nothing from the last few days. But breaking news, you want to hear this?
What just happened?
Luke Weaver, where do you think he's going to?
I want to say Luke Weaver is going to the Boston Red Sox, bro.
Ah, a little
Nah,
too.
where's he going?
He's going to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
What?
Yep.
What are the Mets? Well, what did they get in return? Does it say?
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Pirates.
Um, yeah, he's going to
That's
the Pirates.
interesting.
Yeah, he's going to the Pirates. Yeah.
If you're gonna go to Pennsylvania, you might as well go to the Phillies.
I mean, it's the thing is that they're not gonna trade with a rival. They're not gonna do it.
True. I mean, he
They're
has
not,
a lot of potential. I mean, he was up for a close. He was debatedly a closer last year for the
but
Pirates.
let me tell you this though. Let me tell you this. I like this move by the Pirates because I hope that they get competitive because you don't want to waste Postin's years.
Okay.
So it's like, it's a sneaky move. I think it's a sneaky move. But yeah, Luke Weaver's gone. Y'all can say bye to him.
Damn, Yankees legend Luke Weaver. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
that's
of Paul Skeens, though, I don't know if you've noticed, but like Paul Skeens has been like having a rough year this season.
yeah, man. I feel like he's like a modern day Jacob DeGrom.
That's a really good analysis, actually. That's a
And you know
very
why
good
I
player
say that?
comp.
You know why I say that? I noticed that from his numbers last year. Great ERA. The record though, little shaky because he doesn't get run support.
Yeah,
So, but this year, yeah, his ERA is almost at 4. So, the last couple of starts he's been allowing like five earned runs. So it's like obviously the ERA is gonna jump up. But yeah, he's been having a little shaky. I don't even think he was an all-star this year. I don't think so. Um, and then there's another that it says here too. John Heyman is saying Braves check on Jacob DeGrom. So hey, we might be going back to the NL East.
Jacob DeGrom.
It says here Braves checked on Jacob DeGrom, so they checking for his availability.
That would be an interesting move.
Is
He's
they
still got
already
some
leading?
juice.
They're already leading the division, so
Yeah, he still got some juice left in the tank, but I'm not sure if it really does anything for Atlanta, in my opinion. I'm also not too sure on Atlanta, if I'm being honest. I think if they go against the Phillies in the series, I think the Phillies have a chance.
yeah, man. Let me see here. There's another move. Let me see. Dustin May. Dustin May just got traded to the Brewers. Yeah, pretty much it. I mean, so far.
Well, we
Yeah,
got 2.5 hours to go. So, do you think
yeah.
anything's gonna happen? Are
A lot
you?
can happen. A lot can happen, but yeah, man. The Yankees, nothing. Nowhere to be found. Cashman.
Oh wait, I'm getting a notification right now. I'm hearing that they're trying to sign Derek Jeter. Yeah.
Derek
You
Jeter.
know what? They signed Derek Jeter. They might have a chance, bro. Because at least he's gonna play with heart.
Yeah, but he don't got the same energy as he had 15 years ago. He don't have it, bro. They need to give me the GM job. That's what they need to do, bro. Give it to me. Trust me.
Well, if you was the GM, who are you looking at right now? Who?
Oh, I'm getting
If they
Tatis,
hire
bro. I'm
you,
like, bro, I would have flew to San Diego. I'm like, yo, like he flying back with me to New York, and I'm taking Mason Miller too. I'm taking him too.
okay,
Like
okay,
I'm flying to San Diego. I'm gonna fly over there or wherever they're playing at. I'm flying over there. I'm like, yo, he's coming with me. Like I'm pressing them. Like yo, like I want these two guys, especially Tatis, because Tatis is on the contract for years, and his contract is not even that bad. And Mason Miller, of course, anybody would want him on the team. And I obviously I wouldn't be surprised if Mason Miller gets traded before 6 o'clock today. But hopefully it's at to the Yankees, not to a rival or the Dodgers. Well, that's not gonna happen with the Dodgers because the Dodgers don't trade. They're not gonna trade with rivals. But he goes to a team that's gonna affect us.
yeah.
But yeah, man, we gotta see, man. This is yeah, the Cashman is. I feel like this right here with Cashman not doing much. The owner gotta look at this and be like, okay, like we gotta make some changes in the offseason, starting with the GM. You know what I'm
Starting
saying?
with the GM. That's what I said. Like, if you're firing somebody, you fire the GM first. Like,
Right
don't
now,
fire Boom.
I don't want to hear no Yankee fans blame Boom for what happens moving forward. I don't want to hear it because
He's had a really great year, in my opinion. He's had a great coaching year. I'm pretty proud of this guy.
at the end of the day, a manager is gonna work with what he got. A manager doesn't recruit players. A manager doesn't trade or sign players. So give the man a break because it's not gonna be his fault what goes on from 6 o'clock today to the end of the season is not gonna be his fault. It's gonna be Cashman's fault for not making the moves that need to happen. And I could also blame ownership because ownership is also the ones that they give the okay on trades and signings. So they're to be taking blame too. So yeah,
Okay. Well, what message do you have for your Yankee fans? If everything stays the same right now, it's 6 o'clock. How optimistic are you as a Yankee
we'll see you in 2028.
fan? I don't think that's what Yankee fans want to hear.
I don't care about what you want to hear. It's just
I
what you
don't care about what you want to hear. Yeah.
I don't care what you have to hear. It's about it's the truth.
What is the truth? You're telling them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
I'm not gonna tell y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all need to hear. It's a difference. I'm not that type of person. So listen. A lot of Yankee fans would agree with me with my take on the GM not making moves today. It's the same thing every year, bro. It's the same thing. Then next thing you know, he's getting some reliever with a 6 ERA, and they think that because he got good numbers in Yankee Stadium that he's gonna do good with us. Yeah, yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
Okay, well, being that we're gonna take a break and come back in September, what I'm curious, I guess, what I would love for people to know from both of us is who you think's making the playoffs? Who are some of your favorite teams? What do you think might happen while we're away?
I think the Red Sox is gonna be by the time we get back, they might
They'll
be
be in
one.
first place.
I think they'll be in first place by the time we get back.
Okay,
I think they'll be in first place. I think the Yankees will be in third, and I think the Rays will be in second. Um, I think I would say the White Sox will be competing in the division as well. I think the Luis Castillo move kind of helped them a little bit. Um, yeah, and I think who else? Um, I think every division might stay looking the same. I think the Phillies might get a little hot. I think with the Luis Arise move, I think it pushes them a little bit. But it also depends what other moves they make with the time that's left. So it depends with the Phillies. But I think my biggest take is gonna be Red Sox will be in first place by the time we get back next month.
okay, you heard it here, folks, exclusively.
This is coming from a Yankee fan.
How about for the NL nationally?
Well, Dodgers, they're gonna be the Dodgers.
Okay,
They're gonna do them. Milwaukee. Milwaukee still. I think they're still gonna be. I think they're still gonna be. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think the Cubs and Milwaukee is really much of a match. I think. I think Milwaukee would still have an edge over the Cubs in the division. I think the Braves as well. But I think the Braves is still gonna have a edge over the Phillies. In the division. But I do think the Phillies will get better. I feel like they will get better, but I don't think Phillies is. I don't think much is gonna change to be honest, unless they make some significant move from now to 6 o'clock. Um,
okay,
yeah, the Pirates. Nothing. I mean, I like the Luke Weaver trade though. I think that was a good trade. So
okay,
I think that was a good trade, but I think the Pirates will see something either next season, whatever next season is, whether it's next year or the year after. But yeah, my biggest takeaway is the Red Sox.
is the Red Sox. Okay, I might have to go with Tampa actually. Like I think when we come back, I think Tampa will be one, Boston will be two, and I think the Yankees will be third. Just because of injuries, I'm just not sure if like your players will be back in time to make a difference. And then I think I want to give some more respect to the Tampa Bay Rays just because consistently they've been first the whole year. Like, so I'm not sure if, the Red Sox are doing great, but now with this new addition, you just don't know. So, but I do think Boston is a sleeper team. They're a dark horse for sure. I think if you're in the playoffs, you don't want to see that team. Um, but that's kind of how I'm seeing the AL side of things. I'm not really taking Chicago seriously. The White Sox, I'm not. There's not really any other teams there that got my attention besides the AL East. For the National League, like you said, the Dodgers are pretty much a lock. Uh, I would actually, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would say, I would say that you might want to place a bet that the Cubs will take control of that on the NL. Is it NL South or what?
NL Central
Yeah, NL Central. I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago goes goes
over Milwaukee.
over Milwaukee. I
Ooh.
wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you something about Milwaukee. I'm just not sold,
No,
and so
you're right. I don't disagree with you, but I feel like as in regards to the baseball season itself, I feel like Milwaukee is on top.
okay, all right, and then
When it comes to the playoffs, is a whole different story.
I
Now
think
the
this
Cubs,
yeah,
now the Cubs are 6.5 games back from Milwaukee.
which there's still plenty of time,
Yes, plenty of time. So it's
and
not that far.
I also wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies made a run. Like if the I think this move for the Phillies is so underrated in like so many ways, and
I did say with the Phillies they'll be on edge. Like I mean the Braves will be over the edge with Philly, but I think it'll be closer. But the Phillies is 8 games behind from Atlanta.
yeah, I think something about these Phillies, bro. I think we can be in store for like a 10 game winning streak or something. I don't know what it is, but LeBron's in Philly now. There's just the aura, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron might be responsible for the Phillies winning a championship this year. Like if I'm being honest with you.
Highly doubt that. Nixon 5. But we'll talk about that some other time when we get back. We'll talk about. I have my takes on LeBron too, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Uh, the White Sox, they're leading their division by 3 games, so they got a
No,
three.
I think they made the move that you said, the Luis Castillo move, and the other moves they made should put them in position to secure that
Yeah,
division.
yeah, because this division is terrible. Like
It's terrible,
it,
horrible.
it's horrible. And then the Yankees are 2.5 games back from Tampa. The Red Sox are 2.5 games back from the Yankees. So it's a 3-way race right now in the AL East.
Yeah, because the thing, like the reason why I keep telling you that I'm kind of giving some respect to Tampa is because the Red Sox have a very underrated pitching rotation, but they're not. I feel like they're kind of young and they're still not as battle tested. So you just don't know. Like once September hits, I feel like you have the regular season, and then once you get to September, even though it's not technically the postseason yet, it's just a different kind of feel.
But look at this though. I want you to look at it this way with the Red Sox. They've been good so far this year, and Roman Anthony hasn't played since like the beginning of the season.
Right.
So just imagine if they had Roman Anthony playing right now, or if
Yeah,
he.
which is why I'm saying you don't want to see them in the postseason. I'm not saying they're not going to be a threat in the postseason. I'm saying right now because of they're going to all face each other in September. Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays. So you just don't know. I don't know. I have a feeling, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did take the first place. If I was a betting man, which I am, place that bet, place Red Sox to win that division. You
they're,
wouldn't be
they're
taking much of a risk.
the Red Sox are 5 games behind Tampa, so they're not that far. There's a lot of time,
Yeah, and they're beating like strong teams, so they're competing. And I like to see that from the Red Sox.
and
Um,
they're on a 5 game winning streak as well. So they started a whole new streak.
yeah, that's Boston.
Yeah, but there was breaking news today regarding to you.
So, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this was before the Boston Red Sox news. I declined the trade actually.
So you're not, so you're
I'm
not
not.
heading. So you're not.
I'm not heading to the Dodgers no more. I'm actually heading to the Red
So
Sox, which I was
you
always at the
exercise.
Red Sox.
So you exercise your player option.
Yeah, actually, bro. I was I'm voiding the contract.
Okay.
I can't do it, bro. Because I actually sat down with Boston management and they reminded me who I've been rooting for this whole time. They were like, "Yo, you forgot where you from?" I was like, "I'm sorry, you're right. I forgot I was at a bar till like 4 a.m. when the Boston Red Sox played the Dodgers in the World Series, and I stood in that bar rooting for my Red Sox. You know, I'm gonna post footage so that way you guys don't say, "Oh, he's bandwagon."
Oh, we got to post that on the TikTok too, man.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Post
I mean,
that.
Boston knows the truth. Boston knows the truth.
Yeah, man. But hey, that's how you know. Listen, that's how you know the Mets have been terrible. Now we have to talk about your Mets. They're
Yeah, I mean,
obviously
we could dedicate some time to.
they're obviously selling. Who else do you think is gonna be gone within the next 2 hours?
Well, breaking news. I just want to say right now, for now on, the Mets will be referred to as the team from Queens. Right now, they have not earned the name of the New York Mets. Like, cause you gotta do some good things to
They're
stay
like
here
the
for New
Brooklyn
York.
Nets. They're like the Brooklyn Nets. Instead of being called the New York Nets, they're the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they're just they're the team from Queens. They're Spider Man's team. How about that? We just say Spider Man's team. But no, they're sellers. They've been cleaning house. I don't know if you saw they've been giving away relief pitchers and they've been getting some prospects. What I think they're gonna do with those prospects is entirely up to the GM to decide. I think you have a window with Juan Soto. For all my Met fans, guys, we gotta capitalize on this window. I think there's under no circumstance should you be trying to rebuild with Juan Soto. This is an MVP type of player. What you want to do is surround him with some pieces. I know the guys they added weren't great additions to the team, and you gave up so much for Freddie Peralta, and you signed all these players that didn't work out. But if I'm Mets management, I kind of reassess this offseason, use some of these prospects, and get some guys. What do you think? You think they should rebuild, or you think they should try to still compete next year?
Juan Soto, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give Mets fans a little hope. It's a little hope.
Okay.
Right? I don't. Sometimes you Mets fans attack me too much. I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a little hope. Juan Soto knows how to win. He's a,
Exactly.
he's in his second year. He won a World Series. That team that he was part of, there wasn't a superstar on the team. He was a superstar. So that team that he was part of was almost like a rebuild. There was no Bryce Harper on that team. Bryce Harper was gone by that time. So he knows how to win. If you just put a group of great guys around him, some veteran guys as well, some young guys, some great first of some great starting pitchers because you need starting pitchers. Because Nolan McLean can't be the only one doing great for the Mets. You go out and get some proven pitchers, both starters and relievers. I think the Mets are gonna be just fine. But you obviously it seems like a rebuild right now. But with all the prospects that the Mets are getting with the trades, with the Luke Weaver trade, with the Freddie Peralta trade, they should use that as an asset to you know to make moves. In the offseason, like Caesar just said. So you know, Juan Soto's still young, 27 years old. He has a whole bunch of years left. He knows how to win. So just hope that uh I think it shut down. I think it shut down. Let me see. I think it shut down. Yeah, it shut down. But like I was saying, I'll just finish it up. Yeah, it shut down. But
Yo,
like
yo, can you hear me? Hello?
yeah, I can hear you,
Yo?
bro.
Oh,
Hear
my
you.
bad, bro. I don't know what just happened. Sorry.
I know.
The
I
screen
thought
just.
I thought that I was gonna finish the show by myself today.
No, I appreciate you improvising. Yeah, I don't. I think I got a phone call from Dodgers management. They weren't happy with what I just said, so they was calling me right now and saying, "How could you do something like that?" So, I'm sorry, Dodgers
Oh,
fans,
so they're
but
not mad. I mean, they're
they
they're very mad at you.
they're very mad right now. Yeah, yeah. They're saying I'm not invited to go back to the palm trees and all that.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's nothing up there, anyways. I mean, on the East.
For sure, for sure. What were you saying though? I'm so sorry. I hope everyone did hear you though.
Yeah, I think I was checking. I think people was hearing me. But I was saying like Juan Soto is with the trades that the Mets have been doing. I think is good enough to build assets to trade to get guys. You know what I mean? Just they just gotta get a good starting five for the rotation, some good bullpen pieces, and just get some great offensive guys around Juan Soto. Juan Soto don't need another superstar. To be honest, he doesn't need superstars around him. And when they won in 2019, there wasn't one superstar on that team. There was just
Yeah,
guys that knew how to win. They wanted to win, and that's all he needs.
yeah. I mean, for all my Met fans out there, go watch that World Series, and you're gonna see what kind of player we have. If you don't know
And,
what kind of
and
player Juan Soto is, he wanted all that smoke with the Houston Astros.
yeah, and they beat the Astros. You know, the Astros at that time were probably they were cheating, but they were a good team. And
That man intimidated. Go watch him against Zach Greinke. How he intimidated him like that. Juan Soto's a different animal. Trust me on this. Like the man is a dog. Even when he went to the World Series with your team, the energy was just different. Like when he hit that home run against Cleveland, it's like one of the top Yankee moments as a fan. He hits that home run and he throws the
that's my
bat,
favorite.
and
That's my favorite moment as a Yankee fan.
that there's just an aura to this man. And I think, as you said, you don't want to build a star-studded roster. What you want to build is a team, like guys that serve a purpose and know their roles, and a guy who is going to lead, which is Juan Soto. And so I think if you're a Mets fan, if we don't have a baseball season this year, you have to go all in 2028. Like I just don't see how you don't like. In my opinion, as a Mets fan, if you don't get a championship out of this Juan Soto contract, absolute failure.
I feel like the Mets front office should look at what the Nationals accomplished in 2019 and try to replicate that instead of trying to buy every player that's available in the market. I don't feel like that's a solution. I don't feel like buying five superstars, whether they're pitchers or position players, is a solution for the Mets. I feel like, in a way, I feel like they're trying to copycat the Dodgers. Only the Dodgers could do that. You know what I mean? Only the
Yeah,
Dodgers can have like five MVPs in their lineup. I feel like the Mets should look at, okay, you have Juan Soto. Look at what they accomplished in 2019, the Nationals, and try to replicate that. You know what I'm saying? If Lindor doesn't happen to be traded at all, assuming that there's no beef between them, there's no bad blood between them no more, right? They need to figure it out. They need to be the two leaders of that team and lead the Mets to a World Series because it's been 40 years now since the Mets
yeah,
last won. So
absolutely.
they need to put the pride, the ego to the side and lead this team to a championship. If not, it's gonna be years wasted. Listen, I feel like Lindor and Soto, if they both, if they really do get along now and really, be about business when it comes to baseball and the team, they could do a lot of great things. But the front office also has to analyze Be like, okay, we don't need more superstars. We need guys like you said, Caesar, that know how to play their role. Not everybody there needs to hit home runs. Not everybody there needs to be a hero. Just get on base, play small ball, and just have each other's back.
Yeah, or honestly, just take a look at the Kansas City Royals when they beat the Mets. If I'm them, I'm building a team like that, a fundamentally like team that doesn't make errors, like a team that doesn't beat themselves. Players that understand what it takes to win. And I just feel also, if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't know if Mets fans feel this way, but you can have the largest salary in baseball behind the Dodgers and not make the playoffs. Like you have to be fired. Like the GM has to go. And I just think that's unacceptable. Like for us to be last in the division and have that payroll is I just think it's unforgivable. If I'm the owner, he has to go. Like the GM.
Do you think that after the season he's gone or he still has a job?
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably fly out and talk to him, see where he's at, and then probably tell him it's time to go. If I'm gonna talk to Cohen. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, like we can't be spending money like this. Like, I know they're gonna make it back with the casino. I think that's what it is. They're prioritizing the casino right now. That's why they made a casino so the Met fans forget that there's a New York team there. We're just gonna be going to the casino. We haven't going to City Field anymore.
Like, I gotta watch the games in the casino.
Yeah, exactly, bro. If I'm Mets fan, I just start boycotting. Honestly, like enough is enough. Like I haven't had a chance to really talk about this team, but there is nothing to talk about when it comes to this team. Like they're very disappointing, and I you can't like I was blaming the manager. I give you that. In past episodes, I was blaming Mendoza, but right now, and it's really just the team. Like it's everybody besides Soto because protect Soto at all costs. But aside from that, I don't. As a Mets fan, I'm trying to be optimistic. We have some prospects that look good, but I just think the management that we have right now and the ownership with the GM, things have to change from there in order to make the clubhouse better.
All right, I got one last question, right? Because I know we're
Okay.
we're uh, we're about to close up.
Yeah.
Um, do you think we've spoken about this before? Do you think that signing Juan Soto affected the whole clubhouse and how the team was moving in 2024? Because in 2024 they had a great run. You know what I mean? And I think they were the only team in the playoffs that year that gave the Dodgers problems. So, do you think signing Juan Soto kind of changed the dynamic of the team that they had?
Yeah. I mean, it did change, but it changed for the wrong reasons. And bringing a talent like Juan Soto on your team should change for the right reasons. But the thing is with the Mets is when you don't speak the culture of winning, the language of trying to be better and trying to win a championship, it's gonna sound like you're talking gibberish. And I think Juan Soto is doing the best he can, but when you're not buying in and you have another clubhouse leader kind of dividing the clubhouse in Lindor, because it's almost like you see how we work in education. There's like a director at the time, and then the director leaves, and then a new director comes in, and then all the staff are like, well, we used to do it this way, or that's not how we're supposed to do it. And that's what is going on with these Mets. Like they're used to these losing habits instead of listening to the guy that has won a freaking World Series. Like, why aren't we listening to this guy?
So you
Like,
think so you think that so you think that so you think that the team should listen more to Soto than Lindor, even
absolutely,
though even though
absolutely.
Lindor was doing a great job leading the Mets in 2024.
I'm not here for I'm not here for MLB highlights. I'm here for trophies. And I think that's the culture and the mindset that the Mets organization needs to shift to. Yes, we had some great moments under Lindor. Yes, I'm super grateful for my shortstop. Like he's been such a vital piece in changing like the laughing stock that we once were. Like we were in a really bad place before Lindor came, and I'm utterly grateful for his contributions. But at the same time, you have to like make tough decisions, and sometimes to make tough decisions people have to go. I mean, take a look at the Warriors, right? They had a coach in Mark Jackson who wasn't really getting much done. You got Steve Kerr, and then the Warriors win a championship. You know, you have a player like a Julius Randle, fan favorite. You get rid of him, get Karl Anthony Towns, you win a championship. So I just think Mets fans have to realize that yes, we had some good times with Lindor, but you know, it's time to pack your stuff. You, Shakira, gotta go. I'm sorry.
So might not get traded today. You think he'll get traded at some point?
Yeah, I do believe so. I think 2 years together was enough. Enough. I saw enough in 2 years for me to think that even if I wanted to give it a third go around and see if they can like make amends or make things right, you would just be wasting another year of Juan Soto as opposed to just doing it now. You know, I think Nick fans could appreciate this. That I'm sure if they had to go back in time and trade Julius Randle a year earlier, they would. You know, do you agree with that? Would you have? Do you
I
think
mean,
it
I
would, or even
wasn't, I
making
wasn't,
change, coaching
I
change too,
wasn't,
right?
I wasn't mad at that trade. I wasn't mad at that trade. The first year that we had Carl Anthony Towns, it was a little shaky because, uh, like in the playoffs, he would get into a lot of foul trouble, and but second year, obviously, he wins a championship here. He was one of the reasons why we won. So definitely, if we could have made that trade even a year earlier, of course, you know what I mean. I wasn't mad at the trade, but I know a lot of Knicks fans were. They didn't understand it at the time, but now they understood. Now they understand.
Or even even coaching, right? Like I'm sure
Oh, yeah,
Nick fans looking at it now, you probably would have made the change from Tom Thibodeau
yeah,
even
oh
earlier.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I was definitely not mad at that. I knew
Yeah,
that the coaching had to change because I see you can see the different coaching styles. Like for example, when it comes to Tom Thibodeau, he doesn't use the bench a lot. The Knicks, one of the reasons that they won was because the bench would score a lot of points, especially in this play. They would score like sometimes there were games where they would score 20, 30 points off the bench. There was games where the bench was playing part of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter while the starters were sitting out. That's not something that Tom Thibodeau was doing. So changes do need to be made when it comes to teams that want to get better.
yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting month while we're away, and I'm looking forward to like coming back and talking to you guys and like seeing where every team stands. They expect a lot of clips from us. Like my boy Manny's been working really hard with the TikTok page. If you want to let them know where to go at.
Yeah, bro. Make sure you follow us on For the Town podcast. And I've been doing a lot of videos because everybody's gonna post something later too. Because my mood, you're gonna see my mood after 6 o'clock. So make sure y'all go to our TikTok page. Uh, we're gonna do a lot of things, even though we're gonna be a month off. Um, Me and Caesar still gonna do a couple of things. We've been talking about a few things behind the scenes in regards to For the Town. So, obviously it's gonna be all sports related. I don't know if you guys know, me and Caesar collect baseball cards, basketball cards. So, sometimes we like to shoot content with that type of stuff too. We're gonna stay busy one way or the other. We're just right now we're taking a break. The both of us are in education as well. So, there's a lot that's going on, and we need to recharge before we go back to work in September. So, but I appreciate you guys' support. Make sure you guys follow For the Town podcast, share our videos, and yeah, tell everybody about us. Tell your neighbors, tell your grandma, your grandpa, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your side chick. I don't know. Just tell somebody. Tell them about us. Tell them that we're the new sports talk show of the town.
Absolutely, you guys. And like Manny said, like we're gonna stay busy. We're gonna post clips on the For the Town podcast TikTok page. It's also in the description below. You'll see all the socials to follow, but stay tuned for clips that when this idea came about starting a sports podcast, we just did it on the go. We didn't really take time to promote it or let you guys know what's happening. We were just like, let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it and let's make it happen. So now we get this time to kind of show you guys what we've been working on these past couple of weeks so you guys can catch up on old episodes. It gives me a chance to kind of edit some episodes so you guys maybe you don't have to watch an entire hour, maybe just edit, show you guys some clips that you guys want. And this also gives us a chance to just get to hear from you, like what topics you want to hear us talk about. Also, as Manny's been dropping these videos on the page, like it gives you a chance to connect with him. I've seen a lot of you like already be talking to him, having conversations. So, it's a beautiful thing, like this little community that we're building. And, hopefully soon, who knows, we got some sponsors. Who's to say,
Yeah, hopefully, because then we're gonna take it above and beyond. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. And as for me, like obviously I'm gonna be continuing to do content as well. I just reached a very big milestone. I finally hit 10,000 followers, and for me it's not just about me in this moment. It's about like who I can help with that type of following. Building up this page, building up this podcast, and it's just making sure we open doors, and so I'm happy for the support, and I'm happy for my brother Manny always being in my corner. And I wouldn't have anybody else you know doing this with me. We're like D Wade and LeBron. We're like, you know what, we're like A-Rod and Jeter.
Yes,
i'll
but
let
we get
i'll let
low.
you guys i'll let you guys decide who's A-Rod, but I know who's A-Rod.
I'm A. I don't
Nah,
know
you
about you guys. This that was my first year. And it was my first year until the
yeah,
Stanford stuff came out. That's why he wasn't my favorite player anymore.
no, he
But
didn't do any of that stuff. He's clean in my eyes. He never did that. So
I want to say the same thing, but it broke my heart when that came out. But he
nah,
was my favorite. He was my favorite player, and if
that's
it wasn't,
another story.
we wouldn't want to know nine. But that's a different conversation. We save that for some other time.
For real. We should dive. We'll dive into that if you guys want us to dive into like Yankees talk, like classics and stuff like that. We might even do some watch alongs. Watch some classic games and just like
Yeah, we
give
could
a
definitely do
reaction.
it. Yeah, well, I mean, that could be a great idea. I'm crossing my fingers. Listen, crossing my fingers that they don't cancel next season because let me
Yeah.
tell you, between basketball and baseball is my favorite. I love
Hmm.
baseball. Like I love. I breathe, I sleep, I eat baseball. Like I love the sport. Even though it has changed drastically over the years, it doesn't stop me from watching it. And I hope that I don't know if this message we could get this if the players union and the league will ever see this. I hope they do. But please find a way to come to an agreement before that deadline in December. The fans should not suffer because of greediness and because of rules and stuff like that. At the end of the day, the ones who suffer the most is the fans because players don't suffer. They might not get paid for a while, but they'll get paid eventually. This is the fans that are gonna suffer because there's millions and millions of fans, not just in the United States, but all over the world. Japan, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, all these countries, they're all tuned into baseball now. And MLB, you got something great going on. Do not mess it up because of greediness. That greed doesn't take anybody anywhere. Please come up with an agreement so we don't have to sit, a year from today talking about what could have been, what things could be. You know what I mean? Let's hope and pray it doesn't get to
Absolutely, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Let's get this deal done, you guys. I'll be seeing you at the owners meeting in December.
that.
And yeah, bro, I appreciate you once again. Until next time, I'm excited. I'm ready. And yeah,
Yeah, y'all. Take care. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that support and make sure y'all follow us on TikTok.
exactly. We'll see you until next time. Stay safe.
All right, y'all. Take care. God bless y'all.
Take care.